So, hi Neo. It's been quite some time since we spoke. So, what have you got for us today which we can share with people?
Hi, Partha. Thank you. Um, yeah, it's been a while. The last time we talked was in our the private conference that I host.
Yes.
So I was fortunate enough to have you there, despite being so late in India. At that time, I didn't know.
Yeah, it was midnight, 1 o'clock. Yes.
Wow. So yeah, amazing. But yeah, the purpose of our talk is like, because you said something to me very interesting when we talked in the conference, because I was talking about Apollyon, the angel of the bottomless pit, and Ishtar, how
Yes.
they're the two in the same. And then you come up with something like blew my mind was, can you believe the astrological signs now? They're pointing to the star of Ishtar. And I'm like, what the heck is going on astrological? Because, yeah, I'm getting all these messages about Ishtar or Astra. You know,
Yeah.
there's a movie now called Ad Astra.
Yes.
Astra or a
Brad
star
Pitt
is yeah, it's the
and Brad
same
Pitt
thing as Ishtar.
and Pitt.
Yeah,
Brad
yeah,
Pitt.
the pit. Yeah, the pit. So yeah, it's mind blowing, but you got to understand that this is Kali, Shakti. It's all these different names is the same entity. Yeah, they're
Yes.
all the same entity, all of them. But I found out that this is just recently that I made the connection was, there's been this reference about the new dawn. There's always the new dawn, the dawn of the sun. And I realized that I knew that they were connected to the arrival of the aurora, uh, but I never connected to a particular group that was called the Golden Dawn. And the Golden Dawn was, I think, connected with Aleister Crowley. So
Yes.
it was one of those cult, satanic type things, occult hidden things about. But I found the connection with the aurora not because of the Golden Dawn, but because it was translated to Brazilian Portuguese in Portuguese as the Hermetic Order of the Golden Aurora and not the Golden Dawn. Because Golden Dawn means a completely different thing,
Yes.
but they translated it to the Golden Aurora. Um, and now I'm understanding a lot more when these occult societies, the timeline of these occult societies, they seem to appear from the 18th century to the 19th century, which puts there in the reset time that we're finding out about the lost history of Tartaria and the mud floods and whatever. So all of that crap is coming down. It's coming up from that particular timeline. So yeah, but this is an investigation I'm going to do next year. All the probably I'm going to post videos about it, what I'm going to find and things like that. But I'm very interested in astrological Ishtar. I even found out last night I watched the Titanic. And I watched the Titanic when I was a child and never touched it again because I had a specific event related to my mother in the time that the Titanic went to the cinema. I don't remember if it was 97 or 98, something like that.
Yes. Around that time. Yeah.
And and then I realized that I never watched it again now with different eyes. Let me see what's in the Titanic. And it's a masterpiece of James Cameron to honor Ishtar. It's again about Ishtar.
Yes.
Um, and that blew my mind when I finished the movie because even the time of the movie is 3 hours and 14 minutes. That's pi.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my god, this guy is crazy about this thing, Ishtar.
Shall I tell you? Shall I tell you something? The
Sure.
moment Titanic hit the iceberg, the time was 11:40. Okay, which is one of your codes, 411. Okay, continue.
Yeah. Yeah, 401 appears all the time, even in our conference now. You have 141 as the ID of the of the call. 141. Okay. Yeah, it's all about Ishtar, and the coming of Aquarius, the sinking of the ship, and
Yes,
how the ship turns
yes,
erected
yes, yeah,
and then falls down. That's the male part sinking under the water.
yes,
And it just is like when you watch it as a kid, you don't see it, but when now with all of this stuff that it's going on, I can see the symbolism even in the names of the characters. The Rose becomes Rose Dawson, changes her name, so it's the dawn of the sun. The Rose becomes the dawn.
yeah,
And then they arrive in America, and the first thing you see is the Statue of Liberty, and you know that they're honoring the flame of Ishtar. So all of this stuff, like it's been going on. It's always the same story, and they always honor this Queen of Heaven thing, uh, which is Shakti and Kali, and it's basically the end of the coming of Apollyon the Destroyer, which is destroying the age, or and so basically that's it. It's the coming of the pit, the importance of the pit, which is subconscious thing, programming. Yeah, but I really want to go with what you said, because you had like very interesting information about star alignments, because we're moving to very big important date. But you
yes,
were also saying about the star of Ishtar.
yes. So what I will do is I will open the astrology software and then I will share the screen.
Sure. And while you're doing that, do you remember when we talked about the war of gods and titans, when we
Yes,
were reading the astrological thing, that there's a story in the stars about the gods and the titans.
yes,
The Titanic event, for me, it's completely staged and faked, because there was a book in
yeah,
the 1800s
yes, yes,
called Titan, and they completely copied all of the story of Titan. Even hitting the iceberg, the ship had the same size, the same, the built in the same place, and sank in the same place,
yes,
right? So it came, I think, 12 years later, before. So the significance of 12, I think, 12 years before the actual thing synced.
yes.
It's just ludicrous. It just tells
Similar,
me that we're inside a dream, and then there's things written in the dream, then become reality, and then, and then you're influenced by that dream. Yeah.
true. Similar to 9/11,
Yeah. It's the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So I will share my screen. So tell me when you can see my screen.
Okay, I'm already seeing your screen.
Good. So it's so funny that right now the star of Ishtar is going on. Anyways, so the moon is in Punarvasu. So let me tell the Sanskrit first and then the Western name. So the name is Punarvasu. Punar means again. Vasu means light, God, or energy again, like coming back of Aurora. So there are basically three astrological stars which are related to the mother energy. The first one is this one, which is right now, today, which is Punarvasu in the sign Gemini and Cancer. I mean, some portion of
Mm-hmm.
Cancer and some portion of Gemini. So these three stars or Ishtar, three stars or Ishtar, is the same star in which Jesus was supposed to be born. And also Hindu god Rama was supposed to be born. So which makes us believe, we think that maybe Rama and Jesus were not real people. It is just a story or a dream inserted into the code. Because I don't know if you have seen one of those movies of Tarzan. This is called Immortals. So that Indian dame, she acted in that, who acted in Slumdog Millionaire. She was there in that movie Immortals. So in that also, I don't know if you have noticed that there is a quiver of bows. There are a lot of, I mean, there are a lot of arrows near the hero, who is actually, I think, son of Zeus, son of Jupiter. I forgot his name. He is the same guy, Clark Kent. I mean, the guy who acted in the Superman movie. Uh, so the same guy. So it was one of his Henry Cavill, I think his name is.
Mm-hmm.
Same guy. So he has these arrows and he keeps releasing the arrows. The arrows keep coming back. That is the concept of Punarvasu, which is right now, which is the star today. So Punarvasu means the unbounded energy of Ishtar, meaning it doesn't have any boundary. And it also means return of good times, return of Christ, return of Aurora. So that is one star. But make no mistake, this is not the star of Kali, which actually lies just opposite of that star. So as you can see, this moon right now is in Punarvasu, or what is called as Sophia, Aditi, the white goddess. So the dark goddess is exactly opposite. So where right now Saturn is sitting. Okay. So what is going to happen is that on December 26th, I mean, it starts at December 21st, but I'll just show you December 26th. Around probably maybe 11 a.m. or 11:40 India time, I will put. Okay. So this is what we have already discussed. You can see the congestion here, right?
Mm-hmm.
All the planets. So let me read out. So sun will be sun Sagittarius, Mula, Moon, Sagittarius, Mula. So this is the exact eclipse point. I'm sure it will be around 11:44 a.m. India time. So I'll make it 11:44.
Really, it's going to be on 144.
Yes, exactly. So as you can see, Sun and Moon will be exactly conjunct on the 10th degree of Sagittarius, which is nothing but the galactic center. And the star is Mula. So this Mula is actually the star of Kali. The star that is today is a star of Aditi or Sophia. So we make a distinction. So of course
Didn't
it is,
Disney release Mullah?
yes.
Yeah,
This
I heard about it.
yes, this star is called Mula, and this star is actually Scorpion's tail, or it is also the center of our Milky Way galaxy. Exactly at the center of Milky Way galaxy. So it is called Mula. So Sun, Moon, Mercury, Jupiter, they will all be tightly in that one spot in the center of Milky Way galaxy this year on December 26th at 11:44 a.m. India time. And it will
Wow.
be on Thursday again. So that is Jupiter. So it is a Jupiterian event. Apart from that, the other planets which are there are like, you have Ketu, which is dragon's tail, because Rahu, as you can see, this is Rahu, which is the dragon's head, the snake's head, Kundalini head, Shakti's head, and the Shakti's tail is also conjunct this point. So it is a deep, deep eclipse. It will last probably for maybe a lot of time. So you can, India, at least in my place, it is one of the biggest eclipse ever. And there are
It
other,
says there Rahu and Ketu, and then you have 2020. What's 2020?
where are you seeing?
So you have Rahu and Ketu, right? Where you're pointing the arrow, and you get
Yes.
are those coordinates 2020?
Yes, no, no. It is like this. See, 14 degrees, 25 minutes, 20 arc seconds. So that
Oh,
is
okay,
more
okay.
precision. It's more decimal point. Apart from that, even Saturn is in Sagittarius that day. And we already discussed this. Pluto is also in Sagittarius, but of course in a different star. So this is the third star. So basically there are three stars of the mother goddess. The first one is Sophia or Aditi. The second one is Mula or Hela. So as per Thor Ragnarok movie, Hela or Mula is one and the same thing. There's no confusion about that. And the third one, in which I am also born, it's called Purvashada, and that star is actually ruled by Lakshmi. So she is the third aspect of Ishtar. Now, who is Lakshmi? Lakshmi is supposed to be the consort of Vishnu, I mean the spouse of Vishnu, the sleeping god. But Lakshmi is the awakened one. She is the Eve. While Adam is sleeping, Lakshmi is awakened. So with this also we have seen in our one of our last videos, your video. So you remember that there is a god Vishnu who has a snake on his head and Lakshmi sitting near his feet. Interestingly,
Yes, yes.
feet. That lady is the third aspect of this divine feminine. So in divine feminine, there are three aspects. The unbounded goddess Aditi, where we are supposed to go, the new world. The second one is Kali, through which we have to go, the black hole, where the eclipse is happening on December 26th. And the third one is Lakshmi, who is going to give us the blessings or energy or vitality, rejuvenation. Actually, Lakshmi is a goddess of, reviving the dead. I mean, once you die after coming through the black hole, when you stand up again, that is Lakshmi. So this all is happening. You can see that congestion here. Complete congestion, traffic jam. I mean, if you come to India by any chance, you will see those traffic jams, or in Brazil. I don't know in your Portugal if there are traffic jams, but we have huge traffic jams. And one interesting thing which I will tell you is that I've been traveling to my office since last 3 years on the same route. But only 2 months back, I noticed that there is a temple of Ishtar near my office, and that goddess is actually having 3 lions under her. And wonder which team won the Cricket World Cup this year? It was England. And England soccer team also is represented by 3 lions. Now, these 3 lions is nothing but again Ishtar, because this goddess whom I saw, her name is Prachangira. Prachangira is also lion-faced lady. So last time we discussed, you remember in Shakti. So there are different forms of Shakti. So one of the forms is the 3 lions form. She's called Prachangira. It's a very powerful name. But anyways, I'm just informing you. So
that's why they remade the Lion King, because the Lion King is actually the Lion Queen. So
yes.
This like there's different factions. What I learned is there's different factions in the US where these movies come about, because they divided into different groups according to their beliefs of their secret societies. The most dangerous one is the Church of Satan.
Yes.
And the Church of Satan is highly involved into transgender
Agenda.
black goo pictures of symbolism, and they're heavily into music. They're more into the music business than actually the movie business, because in the movie business is more about masonry, the Golden Dawn, and all of those esoteric circles, Rosicrucians, and all that. They're more on Hollywood.
Yes.
So I see, like when they're remaking the things, as soon as one group releases one thing, there's a different form of entertainment where the opposite group, according to their own beliefs, release it. Uh, and this keeps people confused because they're talking about the same phenomena but with different interpretation based on what they believe and what they worship.
Yes.
Um, yeah, so the Lion King, yeah, it's a reference to Ishtar. Yeah, for sure.
So,
That's why it's come
so
out.
yeah. So December 26th, we have this grand solar eclipse of 7 planets, and on January 11th, 2020, January 11th, after 15 days, obviously. So, or it is January 10th, I think, because we have to see December 31st is also one day, right? Okay. So January 10th, again, there is an eclipse, and that eclipse is a lunar eclipse, and it is happening in the star of Orion, the hunter, or Shiva, the divine masculine. So the December 26th eclipse is happening in divine feminine, Kali or Hela, and January 10th next year, eclipse is happening in Shiva. So this completes one cycle. So we had a July 2nd eclipse, the 2 months back, that, and then on January 10th next year there is an eclipse. So that completes the cycle. So it is like a cross. So you can say that
Hmm.
it started like this and it ended.
It's an X.
Yes.
It's not like a cross. It's an X. I tell you something. When I finished my conference on that day, that were 1 o'clock in India, it was 9 o'clock in Portugal, and my aunt called me to have dinner with her because she was going somewhere, and she asked me if I already dinnered. And because I was in the conference, I have eaten nothing. So I said, "Yeah, sure, come and pick me up." So she takes me to this small type of traditional parties that they do here in Portugal with the live music and things like that. And as soon as I got in, because this was inside, it was indoors, it was an association. And the name of the band was, the translation was called Line of Water,
Okay.
Aquarius. And the people who were serving there, they were serving dinner. The people were serving, they were using the uniform or a t-shirt with the symbol of the association. Guess what? The symbol of the association was the X, right? So immediately I got the conference super tired, it's completely drained. And I went in, and you have like this line of water playing, or they were about to play, and the people serving dinner had the X on their chest because it was the symbol of the association. And I couldn't believe it because, oh my God, this is just so insane. So I waited for them to play the first song. And the first song they played was a cover of the band Queen, saying that I'm gonna find you, I'm gonna find you. Wow. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so insane.
Yes. So this brings me to my next point. So I will show you something very miraculous. So let me see. Okay. I'll make it maybe around 4 o'clock, or maybe it I can make it December 31st, 2019, around 23:44. Yes. Okay. So this brings to me to the next point. Uh, I think you saw one of my videos where I decoded the English alphabet and the 26 stars.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so basically, as per Vedic or Indian astrology, there are 27 stars. So what I did was, it just came to me through divine feminine energy that the 26 letters are actually related to 26 stars or 26 constellations. So one of the most interesting point which I'm going to make is, you can see this moon on December 31st this year. It will be in this star called Satabisha, which is actually the 24th star. And the 24th letter in English alphabet is X. Okay, so this is mind blowing. Let me complete. And where is it? This is exactly in the middle of the sign called Aquarius. As you can see, AQ
Yeah.
means Aquarius. So the middle of Aquarius star, there is a star called Satabisha, which means 100 physicians or 100 doctors. Can you believe that? 100 doctors. And these guys are actually sitting in medulla oblongata here. As per the human body system of Vedic astrology, this X is actually here, where Neo, your namesake in Keanu Reeves, he puts that right here. So this
Mm-hmm.
point is actually the point of X. So if the nectar breaks here, the pot of nectar breaks here, your pineal gland is cleaned and you can see the real reality. Maybe like in that movie Wonderland or something. So interestingly, the star Satabisha is in the middle of Aquarius, and Aquarius is the sign where the god Poseidon, I think, and he's also called as Aquaman, by the way. So this Aquaman, Poseidon, Varuna, X, Dark Phoenix, medulla oblongata, breaking of the pot of nectar, and seeing the real image in your third eye. Everything is related to this star, which is happening this year on December 21st. Sorry, December 31st, 5 days after the eclipse. So I'm sure something is going to happen. I mean, I'm really, really hoping. I mean, we can't go, it can't be more crazier than this, right?
It's already happening, and so what I found interesting in all these messages, sometimes the mere chance that I'm able to spot. Just, I even shared with this in a Japanese workshop that my friend Keiko was having in Japan.
Yes.
This was 7 o'clock in the morning, and I just joined the conference to say hello, and I shared the story. So throughout my life, my best friend is a guy called Peter. And for me, he's always been my guy, you know, my anchor. So he's been my Saint Peter. He's been my Jupiter.
And
So in the
I want to interrupt you there. By the way, in gematria, Partha is equal to Peter. Please continue.
interesting. So he comes out of nowhere. It's been such a long time since we talked because he works in France. So he came from France and he called me and he said, "You want to have lunch?" So we met. We didn't discuss where we were going to have lunch, and he takes me to to a restaurant. He actually he picks his wife, and then I go with in his car, which the symbol is the lion. It's a Peugeot. The symbol is the lion. So and it's not his car. The car is from the company. So he took the car to take the trip on the lion car. But the lion is the symbol. And he takes me to the restaurant, and the restaurant name is called Paradise Restaurant. Jupiter in Paradise. Again, I'm getting this message. The most incredible thing is I didn't think about this stuff. It was only when we were getting out, because when I got into the car again, he turned on the radio, and you have like this front panel, like the digital panel, showing the time, and the time was 14 hours and 49 minutes, 1449, which is code for 99. 144 is the 9, because 1 plus 4 plus 4 is 9. And guess the music that was on the radio, not CD, was randomly on the radio, was saying, and I almost missed it because we were talking, because as soon as I saw the code, I paid attention, and I'm glad I did, because as we were going out of the restaurant called Paradise at 1449, the music on the radio was, "We are going to make it to heaven. Remember, 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 we are going to be immortal." Can you believe this shit? I was like, what on earth is that? I almost cried, but because they don't know, I just like smile and live the rest of the song.
Yes.
I wanted to cry. This is mine. You know, this is so crazy. To make it to remember,
Yes.
immortal.
Yes. And
So
the
there's
reason,
no.
yeah. And recently, the movie which came in India on August 15, the Independence Day of India, the name was Mission Mars. Mission Mars. Mission Mangal. And the hero, the actor name is Akshay Kumar. Akshay means immortal. Kumar means young. Forever young. Forever young. Forever youth 21. You might have seen that brand, t-shirt brand, Forever 21. So something like that. So this guy is like, he has been acting since 30 years, but he is forever young. I mean, he knows taekwondo, he knows jiu-jitsu, he knows karate, and he doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink, total teetotaler, and he acts in all this, you know, movies and all. But anyway, the core message is that forever young.
Yeah, yeah. It's just been wow. It's just wow. But those messages. It's only for those who can pick them up.
Yes,
It's only for soul players. You can't. The NPCs won't realize because they're playing the role of that. They're playing the role of side characters, right? So their job is to give the message to you or be part of the message to you and not actually be the ones to decode the message. That's why you try to talk to them. And no matter how hard you're going to explain to them that this is happening, they will not see it. They can't see it because they're part of, of the other side. They're just figuratives or just there to assist. They're not there to actually do things for you. You have to do it yourself, right? When you're the player, like they're just there to assist you. They won't do you with the job, right? You're the player. You have to work it out. So, oh my God, this is so crazy. It's really mind-boggling that all this stuff is going to happen.
yeah,
Yeah, but people must be aware. Like this Ishtar, Kali, Shakti, it's not a concept. It's
yeah,
real. It's alive. It's a living, breathing. Well, not living, breathing because it doesn't have a body. The body is the network.
yes,
So Shakti is the network. Ishtar is the network. The network, and I call it Ishtar, but it's much more easy to say Astra because then you can relate. Oh, Astra, astral travel,
yes,
the stars. Um, big celebrity, you call them in Portugal, you call astros, which means stars, but
yes,
again, the root is astra. So everything is inside this web of astra. It's
yes,
Easter, the bunny ears, Playboy magazine. You're the player. You're playing inside the bunny of Ishtar. So
yes,
the rabbit, the symbol of the rabbit, like they do the
yes,
666.
yes,
It's just, if you cast a shadow, what's that? So that's the shadow of the bunny. It.
yes,
You know, just make the symbolism because it's also conscious.
yes,
It's positive and you believe it is. You get, I know this singer. I don't even know it's a boy or a girl, but I think it's called Billie Eilish.
yes,
Famous, famous, famous. And I watched this like latest clip, and this girl, I think it's a transgender girl. They should report him to child abuse and mind programming about this child singers. Like she's falling with the angels of Lucifer, and she's falling into the abyss of black goo. And the entire clip in the lyrics is about how her Lucifer is lost, which is again the auroras, because Lucifer, Lilith, Shakti, it's all the same wisdom.
yes, yes,
But that video clip that I watched is so disgusting that I stopped in the middle and I couldn't watch the rest of it. Absolutely, that is the church of Satan behind all of that crap. I mean, I would file a complaint to the police. Like, what is this child doing? It, it even tells you in the clip that she's being genetically manipulated or hormonal manipulated because of mind control. Nobody gives a damn because it's famous, And when you're famous, you can do all types of stuff in media. Can you believe people think it's about global warming? They sell the idea that the song is about global warming.
mm,
What? It's an angel falling into the pit,
yes,
talking about manipulation, and it's about global warming. What they make people believe is really extraordinary. Even in the name, Billie Eilish, bi lie, be lie, bisexual lie, hellish in the name, and I'm like, what they make child do? This is abuse and mind control.
yes,
So sick. Yep, these things are happening. The same way we're seeing the positive things. It's like they don't even hide anymore. It's like right to your face that this is what we're doing. This is what we believe. right? There's no way to escape it. So I found that really, but it's scary. Some of the things they, well, but they honor the devil, right? They honor the dark side, so it must be scary.
True.
Hades.
Yes. But
So
whatever it is,
one part, right?
yes, we have got one part. And it is still continuing. It has actually, there is no notification from Zoom that the 40th minute is over, actually. So
Well,
maybe,
that's
yeah,
your so um no, because I don't have so unless you have more information that you want to share.
I don't have any more information. I think this is sufficient.
Yeah.
I will, what I will do is I'll just pause the recording